Hey guys, today we're not going to be doing a commander deck tech. We're going to be going over a combination that has been rising up in popularity and in price on TCG Player. So let's take a look together. So, a new card coming out in Thunder Junction is going to be the Esoteric Duplicator. Now, Esoteric Duplicator reads, whenever you sacrifice Esoteric Duplicator or another artifact, you may pay 2. If you do, at the beginning of your next end step, create a token that's a copy of that artifact. It has an ability that is 2 mana to sack it to draw a card, which you can pay 2 and create a copy of it at the beginning of the next end step. The combo that's been circulating around has been with Ugin's Nexus, in which if Ugin's Nexus is put into a battlefield, well, put into a graveyard from the battlefield, instead exile it and you take an extra turn after this one. The way that you put it into the graveyard is with Krark-Clan Ironworks. So the plan is you just sacrifice off your Ugin's Nexus for 2 mana, and then you take your extra turn, and you just consistently repeat this. And you can take as many turns as you'd like. You can go through your entire deck and win the game from there. We're going to go over some decks that might benefit from this. Just to start, for anyone who plays CEDH, the combination probably is not the best, I would say, but it is something that you could consider putting into your list. So, let's take a look at what we have for decks that could benefit from this. So the first deck I came up with that could benefit from this is Kess. Now, the reason why I came up with Kess is because if you cast a tutor spell, you can recast your tutor spell so you can grab 2 of the 3 pieces of the combo. So with Kess, you can just cast cast a tutor spell, so for example, cast Demonic Tutor, and from Demonic Tutor, you are able to go and grab 2 of the 3 pieces. The same can be said for Gamble, even though Gamble is a little bit riskier, but all of your black tutors are primarily going to be grabbing you 2 cards of the 3, which is why Kess is on this list, and Kess is an honorable mention on this list. The other honorable mention we're just going to go over real quick is actually Ishai and Kadama. The reason why Ishai and Kadama is here is because of Kadama's ability. Kadama says that if another permanent enters the battlefield under your control, if it wasn't put into the battlefield this way, this ability, you may put a permanent with equal or lesser converted mana cost from your hand onto the battlefield. So, really taking advantage of when you have the Ugin's Nexus and then sacrificing it off with Krark-Clan Ironworks, it can allow you to put things onto the battlefield for free. It is a huge card advantage, and it's just a good way of doing it. Your only tutor line is with all of the white tutors, so you're primarily looking to grab it within Light and Tutor. The last honorable mention that we have is Urza Lord High Artificer. So Urza really benefits from having artifacts in play and has a way of just grabbing cards that he can consistently cast. So the colorless mana is super beneficial with any Krark-Clan Ironworks combo. So Urza would benefit a lot, however, his tutor line is a little bit more difficult to consistently grab the cards for this combo. I think it's definitely something that could fit into this deck, and could be something to be considered. Do I think it's CEDH viable? I think it's something that CEDH players could consider adding in as another line to win. However, I don't know if it's strong enough to the point where you would want to have it as an auto-include. With that being said, we're going to continue on to all the decks that I thought might benefit the most from having this combo in their deck that I think would be nearly auto-includes for any casual list, at the very least. The first deck that I came up with is Akiri Lineslinger with Glacium Power Stone Engineer. Akiri really benefits from having artifacts in play, just to give it attack. And Glacian really benefits from looking at a lot of cards, so you have a lot of good card selection. So you're able to tap X untapped artifacts you control to look at the top X cards of your library and put one of those cards in your hand and the rest into the grave. That combined with very easy ways of getting it back. For example, you could just cast Underworld Breach and you'll have access to the lines at this point. And it is within your colors. So, you can also tutor it out with your Enlightened Tutor as well. So, I think this would be a very strong option to include your Ugin's Nexus, KCI, and Esoteric Duplicator combo. The next mention that we have is Bjorna Nightfall Alchemist, and we have Harglide Kindly Rune Chanter. The reason why we have these two here is because one of them even has the sacrifice outlet on it. So, even if you don't have the Krark-Clan Ironworks, you always have Bjorna to substitute as your Krark-Clan Ironworks. So you only need 2 of the 3 pieces. So you can completely just ignore the Krark-Clan Ironworks here, have the Ugin's Nexus and the Esoteric. It's very, very, very good and would benefit very highly. From Harglide doesn't really have anything in particular, but it just gives you the color white so that you can actually go for your Enlightened Tutored lines as well. Plus, it's also a mana rock in the command zone as well, but only for artifact spells. We then have Tenzin as well, which is just a digging commander. So it's when Tenzin or another double-faced artifact enters the battlefield under your control, you mill 3 cards. You may put an artifact among them into your hand, and you can craft this with 6 artifacts. It's very good because you'll consistently mill yourself with the Esoteric, the Ugin's Nexus, and the KCI. So an artifact line would another artifact combo line would very much benefit this line, but it's a little bit more difficult to get to if you're consistently milling 3 cards every single artifact that comes into play. Another deck that might benefit from this, that has very strong card draw and focuses on wheels, would be Brawlin Sky Shark Raider, and we have Shabraz the Sky Shark. So Shabraz has very good life link and, well, life gain, I should say, and card draw with the windfall combos, and you also can just run every single wheel effect included with Brawlin. So you run, I would say, at least 5 or 6 wheel effects that benefit you very, very well. So drawing into your combo line isn't that difficult. You'll hit it more often than not. And that's the reason why I decided to include them on this list. We have Elsha the Infinite, which you may cast the top card of your library at any point in time. You may cast non-creature spells from the top of your library. And if you cast a spell this way, you may cast it as though it has flash. I thought that this might be a good mention. However, in retrospect, it's just a strong deck that benefits very well from tutors, and you can just cast the top card of your library at any point in time from a tutor. So this might really help with a more artifact centralized line of just casting your spells on other players' turns. That's the only reason why I thought this combo line could be an option, but probably not in Elsha the Infinite. Then we have Narset and Enlightened Master. I thought Narset would be one of the best mentions, because Narset and Enlightened Master, whenever it attacks, you exile the top 4 cards of your library, and until the end of the turn you may cast non-creature spells among these cards without paying their mana cost. Narset is a deck that very much is looking to turn sideways, and very much benefits from extra combats and extra turns. Adding another combo line into the deck that allows for infinite turns just says that Narset doesn't even need to attack and you can just draw your deck out. So I think a Narset deck would very much benefit from running this combo line as a backup way of winning the game. I decided that Amarith the Lustrous in here would be a honorable mention as well, just as whenever another permanent enters the battlefield under your control, look at the top card of your library. If it shares a type of that permanent, you may reveal that card and put it into your hand. Amarith does have the colors you're looking to run the combo in, with white so that you can cast your Enlightened Tutor. And whenever you cast, you can run an artifact themed as opposed to a creature theme, or you can run it as a enchantment theme, as I have seen before. So you just consistently cast artifacts, and you're looking to really take advantage of the card draw that you can get, or I guess card manipulation with a Marth, and knowing the top card. So if that top card is a creature and you have a creature in your hand, you cast the creature, you get the top card. If you cast an artifact spell and you reveal an enchantment, for example, and you have an enchantment in your hand, you just cast the enchantment, grab the enchantment. It's just very good card selection, and in a way, it is a very expensive Sylvan library late in the game if you're able to consistently manipulate that top card of your library. The last couple that we have here both kind of fall into the same exact boat, being Kesket the Flesh Sculptor, and we have Crom Ludovic's Opus. So Kesket, similar to earlier, tap sacrifice 3 other artifacts or creatures, so you can choose between any of them. And look at the top 3 cards of your library. You can put 2 of them into your hand and the other into your graveyard. It's great card advantage, and also you can use the Crom as well to really take advantage if your opponents are looking to cast more than one spell in a turn. So I would very much recommend running this because it just substitutes out for the Krark-Clan Ironworks in some cases, but not all. I think it could easily be an auto-include in this deck. I have never seen this deck be played before, so fair warning. I mean, only 13 decks on 88 track, so it's fairly low in play rate. I think this deck could very much benefit from this combo that is coming out. And then we have the final deck that I think could benefit from this with Rograk, Son of Roga, and Silas Wren, Seeker Adept. Now, the reason why we're running Rograth is because Rograth is there for the color. You're running Rograth so that you can run Gamble and all of your red tutors and all of your red impulse draws. But Silas Wren really is the card that you want of the two. So Silas Wren is whenever you deal combat damage to a player, choose target artifact card in your graveyard, you may cast that card this turn. If any of these end up getting discarded to any of your key tutors, or end up having to get wheeled away, you can cast them back to the battlefield with Silas Wren after he hits a player. Now, yes, Rogsai is typically a CDH build. However, if you are playing for a more casual type of play and you have Rograk Silas Wren, I would recommend, if you're trying to play a slower game, that this could be something you could include in your list. But if I missed any decks that you guys think that could very much benefit from this combo, let me know in the comments below. If you made it to the end of the video, please, if you could, drop a like, comment, and even subscribe. If you like this kind of content and would like to see more of this, let me know. And I will see you guys in the next video. Don't buy Esoteric Duplicator, don't buy Ugin's Nexus, and don't buy Krark-Clan Ironworks because Krark-Clan Ironworks is $45. But I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.